they appreciate the fact that the job search process is a very daunting one and that the job market is very competitive, they seem not to approach the job search process the proper way. And so I'm going to share with you some of the tips that I have gathered from experience that can help to at least assist you in positioning yourself well to brighten your chances of getting, first of all, called for an interview and also acing your interview so you will land a job. And then after that, I'll just open up for your questions, and as many as I can respond to, I will. So I will start with, first of all, how you should approach the job search process. And please, if in the course of the discussion you have any question, kindly note it down. And when we get to the Q&A session, you can ask your question. So let me begin by saying this. Searching for a job is no longer just by sending applications and waiting that the recruiter or the employer will call you for interview. It's not just about that, because a few people really get it like that, where they just see the job ad, they send the application, they get called for interview, and they land a job. It's only a few people who have it like that. A lot more people, will have to do a lot more other things to position themselves well to get jobs. And these are some of the strategies or tips that I'm going to share with you. First of all, you need to determine the kind of company or organization you want to work with and target them. Identify them and target them. Focus on them. It's just like a gentleman seeing the lady, eyeing the lady, and then going all out to position himself right to at least get a date with the lady. And then the gentleman can then prove himself, and the lady can decide whether she wants to continue or not. So you need to approach the job search in that manner, right? So get to know identify companies that you want to work with. Once you have identified those companies, follow them. These days it has become very easy for you to follow organizations. Follow them on LinkedIn, follow them on Facebook, follow them on their websites. Just anywhere you can find them, follow them. Research about them. Get to know them in terms of the organizational culture, in terms of the kind of people that work in that organization, in terms of what they look out for in the people that they are recruiting. So you need to make extensive research about the company and then begin to follow them. Follow them on their social media handles. If they put out any statements, show interest, ask questions, take opportunity to let them know that you are interested in the company. And then find somebody who works in that company and be friends with them and find out what happens there. Perhaps there will be a job opening that they don't advertise publicly. But if you know somebody there, the person can alert you if there's a job opening, then you can send your application. So follow them, do your research, show genuine interest in the company that you have targeted. That way, when the opportunity comes and you present yourself, you just be considered. So that's the first thing I need you to do. Determine the company you want to work with and target them, follow them, show interest, learn about them, and understand how they operate. Secondly, prepare your CV to meet the requirements of every job you apply for. I cannot emphasize this enough. What I have realized is that a lot of job seekers have general CVs that they send to all organizations for all kinds of jobs. Some of the CVs that I receive most of the time, sometimes I even see a particular, for example, I am recruiting for, let's say, a cashier, and then somebody applies and the career objective part of the CV says that I'm interested in working in a mining company. Meanwhile, the cashier is for a retail company. So if you are seeing like that, then it tells me that really you didn't take time to study the job requirements and that you have just one CV that you're sending across, and hardly will you get called for an interview if you send in generic or general CVs. What you need to do is to, first of all, study the requirements of the job. Every job advert comes with specific requirements. So they tell you the qualification they're looking for, they tell you the skills they're looking for, and they give a summary of some of the roles or duties that the person may be performing. So study the requirements of the job. And then once you have studied that, go into your CV. And what I advise people to do always is to have a general CV. You can call it your master CV. And in that CV, everything you have done before, whether you have been a cook before or you like playing soccer, whatever it is, just put it, everything. Your CV is everything about you, about the course of your life. So you have that master CV there. Now, once you see the job ad and you have studied the job ad, just go into your CV and pick and choose those skills that you have, those experiences that you have, those abilities that you have that are in line with the requirements of the job. And then emphasize those skills on your CV. And if you have done anything in the past that shows that whatever they are requiring you to do, you can do it, indicate it on your CV as part of your achievement. So for example, if they're looking for somebody who can input data quickly and you have done something like that, you can indicate it on your CV that within 3 months, you were able to maybe input a data of this much, use Excel and accurately and all that. So that then makes them aware that this is somebody who has done it before and can do it. But if you don't approach it like that and you send a general CV, it will really not sell. Remember that the competition is very tough. When we advertise for one role, we receive hundreds of CVs. And so it's very competitive. So your CV should stand out for you to, first of all, be shortlisted and be called for interview. So please take note of this. For the sake of those who just joined us, we are discussing how to approach the job search process. And we have said that you need to determine the company you have to work with and then research about them, know them. And then secondly, tailor your CV to meet the requirements of the job. Now, the third thing you need to do is to build your network. Build your network. And once you have built your network, use the network. In fact, most of the jobs, vacancies in organizations are not advertised. And sometimes those that are advertised just to fulfill all righteousness already have people who have shown interest and they are interested in and would want to employ them. So it's important for you to build your network. What do I mean? You went to school with people, right? You go to church with people, or if you're a Muslim, you go to the mosque with people. You are on Facebook, you are on LinkedIn, you are on other social media platforms. So make time to develop, cultivate those relationships. And once you have done that, spread the word. Let them know that you're looking for a job or you're open for a job, so that when they hear of any job opportunity, they will alert you. And the people that you know may also know people in the organization you are eyeing to work for. And so if you know the person who knows the person in that organization and you run it by the person, you stand a chance of at least getting called for an interview. You see, you may like it or not, but whom you know is really critical. All right. And don't criticize that let's say that philosophy, because even these days it's not just about whom you know, it's about who knows you, who can mention you if there's an opening in the organization and say that, oh yes, I know somebody who will fit this role, let me give the person a call. Who knows you and can recommend and or alert you on job opportunities. Please take time to build your network. I have said that it's not enough for you to just send an application and wait to be called. There are things you need to do to position yourself well so that you brighten your chances of getting called for an interview and also getting a job. So build your network. If you're a shy person, it will not help. You need to overcome that. Use your social media platforms, and we'll talk more about social media in subsequent points. But build your network, be friends with people, and choose your network very strategically, and invest in building or developing the network, because it's a give and take affair. Networking is give and take. You can't just be expecting people to give all the time. You should also contribute in a way. It may not be money, it may just be your time, it may just be encouragement, you know. So for example, you have identified somebody in a company that you're interested in working in, and you have seen on social media or in the newspaper that the person has been awarded or has been congratulated for achieving something. Chip in something, let them know that you are following them, congratulate them, you know, and that way you build a relationship. So please, our old school reunion, let us be attending, because the people that you completed school with are also in various organizations doing well. So connect with them, it's very important. And then the next thing you need to do is to search for the right job. It is not every job that will match your skills or expertise. And more importantly, it is not every job that will meet your values. I know somebody who says he will never work with an alcoholic beverage company, no matter what you do, because he doesn't believe in drinking. All right. So, what are your values? Would you work for an organization that is producing tobacco, for example? So, determine your values and know the organizations. So that is why you need to research about organizations. When you hear about them in the news, on social media, make time to research about them so that you can understand or determine that, yes, I want to work with this company, I don't want to work with this company. You may say that you don't have a choice, but really you do. If you position yourself well, you can get the company that you want to work with, a company whose values will mix or match with your own values. All right. And then please only apply for jobs that you qualify for. Please apply for jobs that you qualify for. Sometimes we advertise for finance managers, and somebody who is a finance assistant, somebody who is an HR assistant, HR officer is applying. If you do that, you see, you'll be frustrating yourself. You might think that I've applied for so many jobs and I'm not getting called for interview, but you're not applying for the right jobs and the jobs that you qualify for. So choose the type of jobs that you apply for based on your qualification, on your experience, on your skills, and what you can do. All right. If you do that, you not just throw your blows all around, but you be very strategic in the jobs that you apply for. Now, the next point I want to make is that prepare adequately for interview. Once you have applied for the job, start preparing for the interview. It may not be fair, but what we do most of the time is that we call you maybe today and ask you to come for interview tomorrow. If you have not already prepared, it will be difficult for you to really prepare adequately for the interview. So you go for the interview and you not be able to ace it or excel at the interview. So immediately you send in an application, start preparing, research about the company, and then rehearse questions and answers, not rote learning, but rehearse based on your qualification, based on your skills, based on your experiences, based on your expertise, and prepare accordingly. If the position is advertised by a recruitment agency like Sedat Consult, you may not know the name of the company to research about them, but don't be worried, because once they call you for interview, is the first stage of the interview, which will usually be the interview with the recruitment agency. So you don't need to know more about the company. They just want to know whether you qualify for the job based on your skills, your abilities. And now if you qualify through that stage, the next stage, which will be the interview with the client, then the agency will give you the name of the company so you can do your research before the interview. All right. So always prepare adequately for the interview. Do your research about the company. assess your own skills, your own values, and all that. So if you are new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified of my next video.